Do them a Concord. Do you? Yeah? Have you ever done that? No? No interest in getting up at 3 o'clock? Oh, really? Oh. Well, I guess the people that get into the reenactments are really good and really good. Yeah. We have a friend that goes down to Gettysburg almost every year. And it's amazing people. Oh, yeah? I'm not sure.
There's no projector.
You're right. Right.
It's just the freehold they used to
The American Legion High School Medal to Miss Pamela True, President of the Westborough High School Honor Society. Mrs. Rand?
Welcome everybody to this Memorial Day observance. And I want to present this time, as an honor for me to present the American Legion Certificate and of School Award and the Legion School Medal that goes with the certificate. Pamela is the president of the National Honor Society in Westborough High School. And she's the daughter of James and Christine Chu of 9 McTaggart Street, and she has 2 brothers, one older, one younger, who are in the Westborough schools. So at this time I will read the certificate and hold it aloft so you get a glimpse of it. It so reads, the American Legion Certificate of School Award. This certificate of distinguished achievement is awarded to Pamela C. Chu of Westborough High School, in recognition of attainment acquired as a winner of the American Legion School Award, in further recognition of the possession of those high qualities of courage, honor, leadership and patriotism, scholarship and service which are necessary for the preservation and protection of the fundamental institutions of our government and the advancement of society. This award is made by the American Legion Store Placard Post 163, Westborough, Massachusetts, May 31st, 1999, signed Merrill Stratton by hand and printed Merrill Stratton, Commander. Pamela, it's a great honor to present this to you. And also the Lamp of Knowledge to the school medal. Should I say a few words? Too much from the canteen, folks. Okay, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you doing great things in the world. Okay. Thank you, folks. I'll be back later.
Thank you, Merrill, and thank you, Pamela. Well deserving. As a representative of the Veterans Service Department and the Veterans Advisory Board for the town of Westborough, I want to say welcome to all of you, and thank you. for joining us this Memorial Day, especially this hot one. I'd like to introduce to you now the Honorable Mr. John Minardi, co-chairman of the Board of Selectmen. He will speak for the Board of Selectmen and his comments on Memorial Day. John?
Good morning. The observance of Memorial Day this year has a special significance as we mark the end of a century in which the world was changed by American democracy and by American sacrifices on the battlefield around the globe for the cause of freedom. We should all take the time during our observance to reflect on what it means to be an American and what it means to be one of those who has benefited from the sacrifices of others. On this day, it is important we remember all of those who saw the value in something that some of us never see, and that we remember all of those who gave their lives for the freedom that the rest of us to enjoy. For many of us, this day becomes a day on which we also honor all of those who we love, but who are no longer with us. For all of us, this day remains a day of honor and remembrance, whether it is for those who fought and died on faraway battlefields so that each of us could live our lives in freedom, or whether it is for those who fought other battles closer to home, against other enemies, against cancer, against illness, and who fought a long and hard-fought battle could fight no more. We choose this day to remember all of them. We remember those lives now past, the value of those lives, and the way those lives were lived. We all live our lives in different ways, and we all see different value in the other ways that lives are lived. In the end, we must all live our lives together, and we must respect the lives of those around us. And that often means taking the time to try to understand what makes us different, and what we have in common, and what makes us care about those closest to us. Most importantly, we must cherish our time with those we care about most, and always tell them how much we love them. Time is fleeting, and life passes so quickly, and too soon we find that there is no time left, even just one more goodbye or one more I love you. And all that is left is time on our thoughts on Memorial Day.
Thank you, John. Co-Marshal Major Claire R. Burr, U.S. Army retired, will not be here today. She resides at the Willows in Westborough, and she is under their care. She wanted to be here, but it's one of those days. She sends her love to you and thanks you for thinking of her. God bless her. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you the Honorable Congressman James P. McGovern. Mr. McGovern, Congressman, will give us his views of Memorial Day.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm proud to be here to celebrate Memorial Day with the people here in the town of Westborough. You know, it is inspiring to walk through the center of town and to see so many people here today, young and old alike, all here, paying tribute to the veterans who gave their lives for our country, and those who lost their lives and those who are still with us. You know, to a lot of people, Memorial Day has come to symbolize long weekends, going to the cave, barbecues, or seeing the latest Star Wars movie. But all of you here gathered know that Memorial Day is much more than that. It is about remembering. It is about remembering those who lost their lives so that our country can be free and strong and the greatest country on this planet. Now, the people in this town, I think, represent the very best of America. There is a strong sense of patriotism in this town, a strong sense of community, a strong sense of values. Those are the things that so many have fought for to preserve. And it is important that we not forget that. Now, I have a son who is 1 year, 1 month, and 6 days old. And there is not a day that I wake up and don't look at him and thank God that he was born in this country. And while I never served, in the armed services. I want to say to every veteran here and all the families of those who gave their lives in various conflicts, on behalf of my son and my family, thank you very much for making this country so wonderful and so strong. At this point, I want to present a flag that was flown over the United States Capitol to the town of Westborough as a token of my respect for the people of this town and for this great celebration today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman McGovern, and thank you for the flag. This next gentleman served in the United States Air Force. He served at Otis Air Base on Cape Cod for 2 years, and 2 years in Germany during the Berlin crisis and the Cuban Missile Crisis. He is a current town coordinator for the town of Westborough. Would you please welcome veteran and friend, Mr. Henry L. Danis, Jr.
Thank you very much. Good morning to honored guests and fellow citizens of Westborough. The other day I was rummaging through a drawer in my dresser and I ran across a little box I keep in there. Most of you are familiar with. That's the little box where you throw all that stuff in you don't know what to do with. Those little doodads and detritus of life you pick up, the I'm number one keychain, and the little flashlight, and the button that says Nixon's the one. And we don't want to throw it away just in case it may become useful. But more importantly, I ran across something that I hadn't seen in a long time that my father had given me. And it actually is a World War II ration card. And it made me stop to think about the issue of sacrifice and how every Memorial Day we spend time and we reflect on those people who have given their time and their lives so all of us can continue on. But it also made me feel that it was not necessary to have to have worn a uniform to sacrifice. That the people on the home front in those days had to sacrifice to do without many things that were necessary for the prosecution of the war. And they learned to be able to band together for the greater good of their fellow citizens and their community. And it seems to me that's one of the things that perhaps we have fallen away from somewhat over the years. The issue of common sacrifice, the issue of working together for the good of our community, the issue of involvement, getting into your community, whether it be through your youth programs, through government, through volunteering, through whatever you can. We all lead very busy lives, but none of us, if we choose to, cannot afford or cannot find an hour or two here or there to devote to all of the rest of us. And what I would hope to leave you with today is simply that sacrifice is something that is within us all, and that if we think about very carefully, hopefully we will not relegate it to that little box that sits in the dresser drawer we have at home. Thank you.
Battle Hymn of the Republic for us. We're a little bit late on that, but appreciate it. And then we'll have taps. junior high school band is under the direction of Marjorie Putnam Olson and Paul, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your last name, Paul. The next gentleman that will speak to you is a veteran of the Korean War. He was an artillery infantryman, seen in action in June in 1952. He is currently the commander of the American Legion Post 163 on Parkland Street. He's going to offer his views to you of Memorial Day. Mr. Merle Stratton.
Thank you, Jimmy. I'm proud to be here, and I want to welcome everybody that's here, officers, town officials, military units, color guards, member of the military, past military, and present military. Now, I was a Korean War veteran, and this coming 2000 is the 50th anniversary of the Korean War. I watched the national television last night program, and Korea got a mention. That's all. We're due to have a ceremony for national, a special one, so they didn't have any Korean songs or, music from the Korean War period. Nobody from there. But we recognize that sometimes you have to stand in line in the last place because the Lord said, let the last be first. Now, I want to emphasize this. I'd like to see you all here next year, 2000. This is the last Memorial Day in the 19th century. This year will be the last Veterans Day in the 19th century. The year 2000 will bring a new year. It'll bring new problems. We'll have to steel ourselves for the coming of the future because it's not going to be very pretty. And we're going to have to wonder and stick to our country. As the Legion said, for the basic of the Legion belief for God and country. And this country has no worries as long as the citizens stay and elect good leaders and good people who can do the jobs. That means your students in high school will do very well. We have good teaching schools in Westborough. We have good administration. And I'm sure that everything will be all right. Our future is very bright. I want to comment briefly on the bands. The junior high band is very good, as usual, and also the high school band was also very good. And just serves me to the end here. I'll just close with, God bless you all, and God bless America. Thank you.
All veterans units, participants, and invited guests are welcome to proceed to the Westborough Memorial Post 9013 on Milk Street for a collation. See you next year, I hope. Thank you very much. This is Jim Greenlaw speaking for Memorial Day, along with my good friend Al Blunt. Al, say hi.
Hi there, how you doing? Happy Memorial Day to everyone.
This is one of the big Memorial Days, and we're very, very proud to be here. I know I am, I know Al is, and all our good friends are extremely honored to be here and to say hi to you people out there. Thank you.
I'd like just to mention that we are really very appreciative, and we thank God for the wonderful country we have and for all the veterans past and present who've sacrificed, and all Americans who've helped us build this great country. Remember, freedom's not free. Somebody paid a big price for the freedom we all enjoy, and we'd like to thank everyone who's brought this country into the greatest country in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. On behalf of Al and Jim, thank you, and bye-bye.
To thank all the town of Westborough for coming out in great numbers today on Memorial Day 1999. We're very lucky to have again the VFW and their fine hospitality, and they set the stage for the rest of us to follow along behind the great veterans of our town, the children, their parents, the bands. This is true small town America, and it makes us all very proud to be part of the United States, and for the veterans who fought for the freedom to allow us to enjoy this great country. So the Board of Selectmen, again, salute the veterans, the VFW, the American Legion, and all of their families for a fine day and a fine turnout. Thank you.
Of the fine job they've done in setting up this program. And to my way of looking at it, they haven't missed a thing, all the way from Bob Johnson to the Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, and of course the Westborough Cannon Company. And they've done an excellent job, and I hope they keep up the good work. Thank you.
Hi, Frank and American Legion, VFW, all those veterans that for years have been putting on a great parade, and it's an absolute blessing that these folks put on such a nice Memorial Day observance in the memory of all the veterans, not only in Westborough, but throughout this country. I want to thank Frank for all the years he spent. It's been a wonderful time, and I've been doing it now with Frank for 30 years, so maybe we'll have a couple of more good years left, and then pass on the torch to the next generation. Thank you.
Howard K. Fay, World War II Army veteran who served with the 34th Infantry Division in Italy, being twice wounded in the battles on the Italian peninsula. Memorial Day brings back many memories. It is a day of remembrance and reverence as we honor the war dead and the war dead of all nations. On this 131st anniversary of Memorial Day, the town of Westborough was honored to have with us Congressman James McGovern. Congressman McGovern is a staunch defender of veterans. It is our pleasure to have him with us. As we look forward to next Memorial Day, we are hoping that the crisis in Kosovo can be resolved and that peace and stability may be restored.